This is not me. I didn't make up these rules. And I very specifically pointed out that their dad, Kody, is not somebody to be run by one of his wives.
Kody is not one to be run by one of his wives. Well, I do think he is dumb enough to be led to think he is the head of a household with a wife who habitually blows smoke up his ass so she can do what she really pleases. Robyn hit the jackpot with Kody Brown. She got a dude who was committed to polygamy in only the ways that benefited her. She never had to compete for his affection, and she had 3 additional revenue streams that monogamous couples do not have to fund the lifestyle she sought for herself. I've talked a lot about Kody's hypocrisy in regards to him balking at the needs of 13 of his children while going above and beyond for the 5 that live in Robyn's house. Today, I want to talk about school trauma. It was okay for most of his kids to suffer the trauma of being ripped out of a school they liked, but when it was Robyn's kids, that just wasn't going to happen. At least, not for a reason that didn't serve a greater purpose for her. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be voiceover commentary. Robyn grew up in polygamy, but in a somewhat unique polygamous dynamic. She did not live with her father's other wives. In fact, her dad kept his families in different states, choosing to drive a few hours between families as he saw fit to visit. Robyn has recounted on the show that her mother worked hard to have every day that her father was at their house be like a honeymoon. Her mother worked hard to have her father enjoy being at their house and, dare I say, maybe even prefer it. With that being said, Robyn learned early on that growing up in this kind of environment, the time and attention of your father or husband was a competition. She fumbled the bag somehow with husband number 1, and she would win at polygamy on her second go around. She was entering a family with 3 kids of her own, and she had to establish very early on that she was the polygamous wife that was doing all the right things. We talked about this clip in my last video, but even in the earliest days of Robyn's time in the Brown family, she established that her kids' needs would come before Kody's other kids.
We all decided that Robyn needed to be the first person to get a house.
My kids have moved around a lot. We wanted to get them in a home and settled as quickly as possible.
That was nice of them.
As if the other kids hadn't suffered multiple moves in their lives at this point. For every time Robyn demanded preferential treatment for herself or her children, she had an excuse that the other wives had to accept if they wanted to stay in Kody's good graces. Robyn deserves equal time in the rotation pre-marriage. Robyn deserves an extended honeymoon. It was always Robyn, Robyn, Robyn. It is widely accepted that the move to Flagstaff was done for no other reason than Robyn wanted to be near Dayton, who would be attending college there. Even some of the older kids that are speaking out on social media have speculated that this is likely the reason why they moved. In order to do this, Robyn had to uproot the lives of all of the kids who were, by and large, content in Las Vegas. With so many of the kids in their final years of high school, it made little to no sense to uproot all of these kids, including Robyn's other kids, just because Dayton was going off to college. But precious little Robyn does makes a whole lot of sense. Gabe was really upset about the Flagstaff move because he had a lot going on for him at school in Vegas.
Because you did not want to move there.
I just still don't.
You don't?
No.
You want to stay here?
Yeah. When Christine asked me about the move, I was just done with it. But then she went into the further detail, and I was like, okay, no, Flagstaff sucks. I have no idea why we're moving. I really don't. At this point, it doesn't seem like a logical option because it's just more expensive to move to Flagstaff than it is to live here.
Gabe ends up working through that summer at school and graduating early. Kody didn't even know about this. That's how checked out of his other kids' lives he was by this point. And this isn't the first time some of the kids were traumatized by the various moves the adults forced them to endure. Both Leon and Hunter were upset at the thought of leaving Lehi. Leon made an entire list to advocate for themselves as to why they should be allowed to remain in Utah to stay at their school.
Mariah didn't have the most positive experience in public school, and so she actually went back to the private church school. And so she has a significant amount to lose, so to speak, by moving to Las Vegas.
So what do you guys think we should,
I think she should at least finish
Well, I
out
think
the
she
year
should be
here.
able to choose because, like, she's like the reason she wants to be here is like because
Way
she wants
different
to
than us.
be with like the kids of the same religion and stuff.
I really feel like I need to finish out the school year. Okay, I made a list of things, like reasons I feel I need to finish out the school year. You've told me that I'm going no matter what. I really now need to consider this really hard because I really feel like I need to finish out the school year.
And Hunter became very closed off after that Lehi move.
Hunter is definitely, he's so far from himself, I don't recognize him anymore.
Hunter won't even let me talk to him.
He's like this all the time.
Hunter's trauma really pissed Robyn off for some reason, as she would wage a year-long battle against him, constantly purporting to be the victim of Hunter's teenage angst. In order for Robyn to facilitate this move to Flagstaff, she had to upset the routine of her oldest girls, Aurora and Brianna, who were still in high school. We don't see it play out on camera, but I can only assume Robyn made it seem necessary and would not stand for any pushback. We actually never see Robyn's kids pushing back against Robyn or Kody's choices like we see with the other kids, and I think that comes from years of conditioning. A year into living in Flagstaff, the house Robyn is living in is going to be sold, and Robyn has to find a new place to live. She goes head-to-head with Kody, arguing over renting versus buying, which the authenticity of that debate can certainly be called into question, but alas, they end up buying the McMansion. We see them tour several homes in season 14, and at one of the homes they look at, Kody points out that the house is in fact in a different school district.
What?
I really like this house.
It's just, you'd have to go to school at a different school. You have to
What? We would?
Yeah,
No. We are not going to a different school.
We're not going to a different school. I'm not supposed to talk about the fact that this is a different high school zone.
No, don't stress my kids out. They're already stressed out. I don't want to sit there and spend the rest of the evening talking them out of the panic attacks they're going to have because Kody's sitting there just throwing out like whatever's coming out of his mouth.
Aurora and Brianna look panic-stricken at the thought of yet again having to adjust to a new school. My best guess is Robyn assured them that they would be able to finish out high school in one school if they got on board with the move to Flagstaff. For Robyn, in this particular moment, when it affects her kids, it is suddenly not going to fly to just uproot their lives all haphazardly. It's okay that literally every other kid has had their daily routines torn apart multiple times. She harbored a lot of resentment towards Hunter especially for a really long time. All the other kids had to suck it up and deal with it, but now that Robyn is happy where she is at, it's no longer acceptable to traumatize her kids. I just found this really interesting. Let me know your thoughts and some hypocritical moments you've noticed throughout the series. As always, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and check out my second channel, Sarah Spills. I'll leave a link for that in the description of this video. Follow me on Threads, Twitter, and Instagram at realiteasquad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.